So you've seen all the Starfield reviews, disappointments, complaints, and you want to join in, but you only have $800. Well, I'm here to help you guys. We're going to build a rig that's worth $800 with all the amazing components that's going to set it up out to the skies and explore the boring, barren wasteland that's called space. And as always, we're going to pick all brand new components. There will be no used parts in this build, and all parts mentioned in this guide is on stock at Amazon at the time of recording. Let's go. Let's start right off with the processor, and what we pick is the Intel Core i5-12600KF. This processor comes with 10 cores, that's 6 performance cores and 4 efficient cores. It clocks up to 4.9 GHz on the LGA 1700 platform with a 125 watts DDP. Now it's a pretty decent processor, although it's on the 12th generation. It's still pretty decent, comparable to the 13400F, maybe more because of its clock speeds. And the main thing is that with Starfield, we need a decent processor, and this modern processor for only $189 is quite the bang for the buck. So we're going to pick this one up. And because this is a K processor, it doesn't come with a stock cooler, which is fine because this has a 125 watt TDP. So we're going to need an aftermarket cooler regardless. So what we pick is the Thermalright Assassin X120 Refined SE CPU air cooler. 4 heat pipes, pretty basic. It's black, does the job, can cool this thing. I mean, we have this cooler on our benchmarking rig and it runs quite fine and should be decent for our 12600KF. And this one's only at $70.90. This is the best $18 that you can spend for thermal management. And to complete our platform, we have picked the Gigabyte B760M DS3H DDR4 motherboard. Now, this is compatible with 12th generation and 13th generation series processors. It has pretty decent VRMs with 6+2+1 phase digital VRM solution. The main thing with looking on VRMs is that it should have a heatsink, and we have a little piece of heatsink right there. It comes with 2 PCIe 4.0 M.2 connectors. It even has a heatsink on the main one. We've got 4 RAM slots in there. Mind you, we're just going to use 2, but you know, having that expansion capability is always good. Now, we also have our RGB connectors here. It's an M80X motherboard. Nothing fancy on this one. Will do the job, alright, so it's fine. Comes with that neutral black and gray theme, which is, it's okay. Like, it's, and the main thing is, it's only $110, so you can't say no to that, right? $110, you get this decent component for 110 bucks. Definitely a good deal. For our memory, we are picking the Patriot Viper Elite 2 DDR4 3600 MHz kit. This is only 16 gigabytes. I mean, we would have opted for a better 32 gigabyte, but we'll be running short on our budget, so we'll just stick with this one. You could upgrade later down the track. This comes with standard timing, CL18, 22, 22, 42. You had the budget, you could go for that 32 gigabyte kit, but 16 gigabytes should be enough for Starfield at this time. Now, Starfield requires a lot of data for storage, so we could go with 512 gigabytes storage, but I feel like it's probably much better for us to go with 1 terabyte. I mean, it's pretty cheap nowadays. So what we pick in here is a MSI Spatium M371 NVMe. Now this one's pretty decent, boys. Look at this one. It comes with 2350 megabytes per second read speeds and goes all the way up to 1900 megabytes per second write speed. It has 3D NAND flash technology, which makes it a bit denser and pretty good in terms of performance. And it also comes with a 5-year warranty, so you can't go wrong with this one. The best part is that it's only 35 bucks, like 35 bucks for 1 terabyte NVMe with these speeds and this long warranty. That's like a no-brainer, and it's TBW. Terabytes written, can go all the way up to 480. This is amazing for this price, so you definitely don't need to think about this. So yeah, just add this to your card and let's move on to the graphics card. And before we proceed, if you guys are planning to build a PC over the next few months or uncertain on which patch to get, we do these build guides every month on different price points, so hit that subscribe button if you want to be up to speed with everything on all the components and the PC parts compatibility, all that stuff. We do all the research for you, so you will save a lot of time from Googling. Anyway, let's go back to graphics is very demanding on Starfield. I mean, it uses a lot of your graphics processing capability, and because it's an AMD sponsored title, it's probably much easier for us to pick an AMD card. And since you're watching this guide, AMD cards also come with a free Starfield game, so that saves us $100 for the game. And what we picked for our graphics card is the XFX RX 6700 non-XT. So this one's a pretty decent card. It comes with 10 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory or VRAM, has 3 display ports, 1 HDMI. It also comes with a triple fan design, which makes it cooler. And look at this card, boys. It's black. It's really minimalist, and I like the design of this card. Although it has a plastic backplate, but you know, that's fine. In terms of performance, its performance should slot right in here, so it should be around the 4060 Ti performance, but we're only paying $280. The 4060 Ti is $500 if you go with the 16GB, or $40 for the 4060 8GB. So this is pretty decent performance. We should be in here, and if you compare with other cards in this price range, you've got the RX 7600, which is AMD's modern lower tier card, should be lower than that. And then we have the 3060 12GB. It's way lower down the stack for Starfield performance. As I've said, because this is an AMD sponsored title, might as well stick with AMD cards, which also means that this rig could be good if you're playing Warzone or anything like that. So yes, this is the reason why we picked this card. Comes with a free Starfield game. It runs really good on AMD cards. I mean, look at the run on this one, boys. This is the 1080p medium. This is how it would perform with our RX 6700 non-XT. So yes, this will be the best $280 that you will spend on a graphics card for really decent Starfield performance. Now, our graphics card, the RX 6700 non-XT, requires at least 650 watts power supply. That's the minimum requirements for the power supply. And so we will need a good power supply to power this GPU, and what we've selected is the Thermaltake Tough Power 750 watts. This is an 80 plus cold power supply, semi-modular, right? It's semi-modular, that's fine. And the main thing is that it only comes at $70. Now this is currently discounted. Now this power supply has pretty decent components inside. Now Thermaltake claims it has high quality Japanese capacitors, which is always good, and the Tough Power brand has always been a pretty decent lineup for Thermaltake, and this is why we've always recommended this one. And in terms of warranty, it comes with 5-year warranty, so $70 for 5-year warranty on a semi-modular power supply. This one's pretty good. You could upgrade your graphics card later on and we'll still have that headroom. Like I said, at $70, this one's a sweet deal, and you shouldn't miss out on this one. So add this one to your cart right now before it runs out. And for our case, we're going to fit all our components on the Thermaltake S200TG ARGB mid-tower chassis. Now this one's pretty good, boys. It comes with 3 ARGB fans on the front. It also has mesh front grille, so that's good for our ventilation and airflow. We also have a tempered glass. In terms of clearances, we've got about 330 millimeters of clearance for our graphics card if we're not putting any AIO or radiator on the front, which is pretty good considering that our RX 6700 non-XT is at 305 millimeters, so we should have that extra space in there should you change to a beefier card later down the track. And in terms of maximum height for a CPU cooler, it's 166 millimeters, so this should just fit our Thermalright Assassin. So it's pretty good. 3 120 millimeters ARGB fans on the front, which can be controlled with any ARGB software. The S200 is currently discounted and it's only at $59. So if you're watching this video right now, make sure that you add this one before the Amazon algorithm picks up that a lot of people are buying this and they'll remove the discount. So add this one to your cart right now and buy it. So there you have it, boys. We've got a Core i5-12600KF on our build with a B760 motherboard and an air tower cooler, 16GB of DDR4, 3600 MHz RAM, 1TB NVMe, the RX 6700 non-XT powered by our Thermaltake top power 750 watts 80 plus semi-modular power supply, all enclosed into our Thermaltake S200 TJ ARGB ATX case. All our components total to $795.49, though that's under $800 for this rig. And the best part is that it comes with a free Starfield game, so you can just build this one, claim the discount via the coupon code, and you can start playing the game. Now, if you missed out on some of these components and is a bit confused on what parts that you can get, just post a comment on this YouTube video and I'll try my best to answer those queries. And if you want to connect with our community, feel free to join our Discord. We do have a bunch of cool people in here. So yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys on the next video.